Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because it's been reported that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are going to have to brace themselves for a make or break Christmas. Is this Megxie and Hazard's Christmas nightmare come to life? It sure looks that way. Now, this has been reported by The Mirror. Specifically, they've been speaking to Tom Bower, and he claims that Christmas is shaping up to be a nightmare for Hazard and Megxie. He says, quote, Harry clearly met his father with the hope that he could ingratiate himself back into the family. But it isn't going to work. There's just no way back for him. Harry himself said he didn't know how long his father has got, and I think that hangs over him, but I don't think he's that high up on Charles's list of priorities. I don't think so either. I totally agree with Tom. And this is the thing, right? When you look at the coverage after that meeting between Hazard and the King, a lot of it had to do with Prince William, right? And as I've extensively covered on this channel as well, once Prince William ascends to the throne, Hazard's done. Hazard's done. Because reports are consistently coming out that when Prince William becomes king, Hazard and Megxie can say bye-bye to their titles. And we're getting new reports coming out whereby he might do a letters patent to remove them from the line of succession. But not only Hazard, but Archie and Lily as well. Like, remove the old family from the line of succession and break the final ties that they've got, essentially, to the royal family. Now, going back to what Tom Bower's saying here about Megxie and Hazard's upcoming Christmas nightmare, he says, Meghan hasn't reconciled with her own family and she never wants to come back to Britain. So her relationship with both families act against Harry's own instinctive interests. The result is they are left in a very isolated place at Christmas. And so this is the thing, right? Any hopes of reconciliation between Hazard and the King were dashed when when details of the meeting were allegedly leaked, right? And we saw the back and forth. The team were all turning around and saying, who the frick is leaking this? Team Hazard turning around and saying, we didn't leak this. Promise. Yeah, right. Harry's team claiming there were sources intent on sabotaging the reunion, basically, right? Now, according to Tom Bower, the so-called leak was not the only thing that hurt any signs of progress, saying he was granted those 54 minutes with the King by the skin of his teeth. And I definitely believe that as well, because the lead up to Hazard coming to the UK, the reports were extremely strong. The King was not going to see Hazard. He was not going to see Hazard. So this reunion that all of a sudden came out of nowhere, I think came out of nowhere. I've been in conspiracy theory, whatever. I think it was a very, very last minute thing for the King to do. So last minute that it was only arranged once Hazard was in this country at the time in September. That's my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever on that one. Now, going back to what Tom's saying, he says, look, he was granted those 54 minutes with the King by the skin of his teeth, but was told that not a word must be spoken about it. Then he gets on the train to Ukraine and tells a reporter that he has no regrets for anything he said in spare. Also, as well as I reported on this channel, allegedly, right, a story comes out saying that when Hazard went to Ukraine, he was warned by the UK government, allegedly, not to meet up with President Zelensky. Don't go there, don't go near, not a freaking chance in hell. Apparently, Hazard still did that and completely miffed off our government here in the UK. Which, by the way, you don't want to miff off the government when you're asking the government to fund security when you come to the UK at a level that you deem appropriate. Just saying, right, guys? Anywho, Tom then says the King is not only battling for survival, but he's literally battling to live. He wants a legacy and he wants to have a good transition to William, and Harry just gets in the way. But this Christmas is make or break time also for Meghan, because there are two main problems: money and profile. Her lifestyle shows are clearly not taking off, and they're not. They're not. By all accounts, from what I'm seeing, her Christmas special with Love Megxie has bombed harder than season 1, part 2. It's just a decline, getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Absolutely freaking insane. And by the way, I've still not watched it. Just to be 100 with you guys, I've still not watched it. I didn't watch season 1, part 2, because I already seen season 1, part 1, and that was enough for me. Do I really want to watch a Christmas special where she basically says the same things, but Christmas-fies it for everyone? I'm not really too sure at this point. I am kind of toying around with maybe doing like a live watch party stream of me watching it for the first time, but I don't know if I've got that many brain cells to spare for that experience, right? But as Tom says here, she put on a great show in terms of looking great and pretending nothing is wrong. But the reality is it's not a great success, to say the least. It hinges on how much Meghan can sell at Christmas, and if it doesn't sell, she has a real problem. Are people prepared to pay $32 for a jar of honey from Megxie? If it doesn't work this Christmas, they have a real problem about what they'll do in 2026. I would ask a better question. Are people prepared to pay $40, $50, $60, right, for a candle that doesn't even work, right? For basically a block of wax without the wick? You know, with what happened with Link Lauren like a month or two ago? Not a good look. Now, Tom Bower is also describing Hazard as a declining asset in the family. His roles have shrunk when he stepped back from Centre Barley earlier on this year, saying the fate of Centre Barley is okay without him. So what he's got, the next Invictus Games is in 2027. So what is he going to do for a year? There's just no easy solution to the problem they have. Ultimately, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, what Tom Bower is saying here is that Hazard and Megxie are in for a bumpy ride this Christmas. It's a make or break Christmas for them, because everything that's happened in 2025 has been an absolute disaster for them. Each and every month, disaster after disaster after disaster after disaster. And it's not turned their fortunes around when it comes to their standing with the public. If anything, they're at an all-time low when it comes to public popularity. Hazard and Megxie are still the least popular members of the royal family. The only one that's worse than them is Prince Andrew, or Andrew, formerly known as Prince. And that's saying something, right? And so, yeah, 2026 is, if 2025 is anything to go by, 2026 is not going to be a good year for them. It's only going to get worse. This Christmas, they've got to sort it out. Otherwise, 2026 is just not going to be it for them at all. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. If you haven't done so already, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think 2026 is going to be worse for Hazard and Megxie than 2025? I definitely think so. I definitely think so. It's just going to get worse for them. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.
With the soul that